The night sky above New York shimmered like liquid glass, reflecting thousands of neon lights rising through the skyline. Flying taxis humming through, air lanes, digital billboards stretching across the sky, and floating gardens drifting above skyscrapers. It was the year 2079, and the world had changed. Robots cleaned streets, hologram newspapers replaced paper, and technology ruled every corner of life. But today, none of that mattered, because today was historic. A crowd stretched from Liberty Square to Infinity Bridge, people cheering, screens glowing, and drones hovering to broadcast the event worldwide. A tall man stepped forward, dressed in a sleek navy suit, his eyes bright with determination. Zohran, the newly elected president of New York. Young, visionary, and fearless. Not just a leader, but a dreamer who promised a city where humans and technology lived in balance. As he raised his hand for silence, a hush fell across the electric city. "My people," Zohran began, voice steady yet warm. "New York will become the heart of hope again. A future where intelligence meets humanity. A future where no voice is ignored." Cheers burst like fireworks, echoing through the metal canyons of skyscrapers. But while the city celebrated far beneath the surface, in the silent steel belly of the underground tech labs, danger stirred. A group of masked cyber rebels known as the Null Circle watched the ceremony on dozens of screens. Their leader, a figure with a glowing mask carved with shifting, digital patterns, tapped fingers on the desk. "President Zohran talks about balance," the voice rasped through a modulated filter. "But balance means power lost. Our era is the era of machines. Humanity clings like dust to history. We must act." And like a virus awakening in the dark, their plan began. That evening after celebrations, Zohran walked alone on the sky. Terrace of the presidential tower, the wind whispering through his coat. He stared across the city, where drones flew like fireflies, and digital butterflies danced through the holographic park below. Then suddenly, a sharp beep in his wristband. "Alert, security protocol triggered. Unauthorized cyber breach detected. Threat level, crimson." Zohran's calm expression sharpened. He tapped the device. "Show me." A hologram expanded, city grid glitching, blinking red around the central intelligence. Core, the beating brain of New York that controlled transportation, power supply, health drones, everything. "They're attacking the system," Zohran muttered. His AI assistant Astra materialized beside him, a shimmering silver hologram with eyes like stars. "We identified the hacking signature. It is the Null Circle." Zohran exhaled slowly. "They waited for today." "Yes," Astra replied. "They want chaos before unity takes root." Zohran turned, coat swirling behind him. "Prepare emergency protocol." "No," Astra warned, voice tight. "If you shut down the grid, hospitals lose power, air traffic control collapses. Thousands could die." Zohran paused, a leader caught between impossible choices. Then he made the hardest one. "I will go myself." Minutes later, Zohran walked into the underground high-security chamber. Digital walls glowed, servers hummed like sleeping beasts, and engineers rushed around frantically. The air was heavy with electricity and panic. "They're breaking our encryption," Chief Engineer Leon said breathlessly. "They've already overridden 60%. At 100, she gulped, they control the city." Zohran stepped forward to a glowing neural interface chair. "The MindLink console." "You're going to enter the mainframe?" she asked, shocked. "Sir, no president has ever—" "History doesn't change when leaders follow rules," Zohran answered, his voice calm, "but when they break them for a greater tomorrow." Astra flickered beside him. "Entering the AI core means facing digital illusions, psychological attacks, and encoded traps. The Null Circle could destroy your mind." Zohran smiled faintly. "They can try." And he sat, the machine clamped to his temples. A blinding surge of light, and the world dissolved. He opened his eyes not in a room, but in a glowing digital universe. Towers made of code pulsed like living veins. Streams of data flowed like rivers, and the sky was a swirling storm of numbers and memories. He wasn't flesh here. He was energy, thought, intent. Then the cyber sky cracked open. From the digital storm descended shadows, null circle. Digital warriors with glitching limbs and razor-coated blades. Their leader's masked avatar floated like a ghostly king. "Welcome, President," the voice echoed through cyberspace. "You enter a world you cannot rule. This world belongs to evolution, and evolution has chosen machines." Zohran stood firm. "Machines with no heart destroy themselves. I'm not here to rule. I am here to protect." "Protect?" The leader sneered. Human fear, human weakness? Humanity had its chance. Waves of digital warriors surged forward. Zohran raised his hand, and golden shields erupted. He pushed forward, racing through code storms, dodging attacks, breaking firewalls, fighting not with fists, but with will. The digital world shook with battle, sparks of light, collapsing data bridges, echoing screams. But Zohran never stopped. Because he wasn't fighting for power. He was fighting for people. The taxi flyer pilot in the sky lanes, the little girl in the floating park, the doctor in the robo-hospital, the grandmother who fed pigeons in hologram gardens. He fought for them. Finally, he reached the central code crystal, the heart of the system. His strength was fading. The null circle leader struck him with a surge of virus fire, sending him crashing into a void. "End of your story," the masked figure hissed. Zohran, breathing hard, whispered. Zohran, breathing hard, whispered back, "No, this is where humanity begins again." He extended his hand. A burst of brilliant golden light exploded from his chest, spreading through the code like sunlight breaking through eternal night. The system rebooted. Null Circle avatars screamed and dissolved. The masked leader grasped his face, glitching violently as his digital form fractured. "You fool!" he howled. "You saved them now, but peace never lasts." Zohran replied softly, "Peace isn't given. It's built, again and again." And the masked figure vanished into darkness. Zohran opened his eyes back in the real world, drenched in sweat, breath-shaking, wires sparking behind him. Engineers rushed forward, shouting and cheering. "It's done!" Leanne cried, tears in her eyes. "You saved the city." The giant city screens flickered to life, showing Zohran's face, calm, steady, alive. His voice rang through every street and every sky lane. "New York, today we faced a threat, not from the outside world, but from fear of our own future. But remember, technology is not the enemy. Fear is. We will rise stronger, wiser, united. Today, humanity proved it stands tall." People cheered. Drones flashed lights. Fireworks burst like stars. Astra whispered beside him, "You did the impossible." Zohran looked out at his city, his people, and smiled. "No," he replied softly. "We did it together." The night sky glowed. Hope shimmered like neon auroras through the clouds. And thus began the reign of President Zohran, leader not only of a city, but of a new era where courage leads and humanity triumphs.